Hi guys, today's company we're going to be working with is Wiggins hair, and inside the package we have a 24-inch wig. We have the wig cap, it's really nude, and we also have the elastic band. I really love this hair company and I recommend it for a lot of people. The wig was very soft. It is a transparent lace and it comes with 3 combs in the inside, as you can see. In the back it also has an adjustable band, so you can put it on your client's head or your head, whichever one for that matter, and it should fit. Like, for real guys, this wig is super soft. So now right here I'm just going to start off by taking a section at the front and parting it, and this is where the highlights are going to be. I'm not going to dye those sections. I'm going to part it, and now as you can see I am braiding it because I don't want to get any dye on the hair. This is the part that we're not going to dye at all. So in this next section I am just taking the parts of the hair that are included in the frontal and putting it into a ponytail. I'm putting it into a ponytail because this is where we're going to comb the dye through, and we're not going to watercolor this part because you don't want to get any dye on the lace. So now I'm just taking my boiling hot water, pouring it into a big bowl, and mixing my ginger hair color because this is where we're going to do the watercolor for the back of the hair. Now you really want to make sure you mix all of the dye up because you don't want to see no lumps or clumps because it will appear on the hair. So make sure you mix the water and the dye really good. As you can see, I am brushing through the hair as I'm dipping it, only because you want to make sure that dye is everywhere in the hair and you don't want to have any mistaken lumps and clumps going through your hair. So I will be occasionally brushing the hair and dipping it and repeating that routine. So in this section, I took the front of the frontal out of a ponytail so I can begin dyeing the hair without getting it onto the lace. You want to pour your dye into a mixing bowl or whatever type of bowl you have, and make sure you have a small tooth comb or a comb with a small teeth at the end because you're going to use that side of the comb. And you want to section off the hair very small and dip the part of the small tooth inside of the dye and begin combing the dye through the front of the hair. You guys, this technique is so amazing because you will literally not have any dye on the lace and your hair will literally come out flawless. Like, if you've been looking for a way to dye hair and not get it on your lace and without messing up your lace, guys, I would recommend this technique because when I learned it, I never stopped using it. Like, come on now, do y'all see that? Like, just gently apply the dye onto the comb and just slowly comb through the hair. You do not have to rush this process because if you do rush, you're bound to mess up and you don't want to do that. Getting dye off of lace is very hard, and sometimes it will not even come out. So you just want to take your time when you're doing this part. period, because look at that color. Like, come on now. That's what happens when you take your time, guys. There's no need to rush this process. As you can see, I have literally no dye on my lace. Like, period. I did that, okay? So guys, this is my client. I did go ahead and braid her hair and put on her bald cap off camera. Now I'm just going in with my Erica J Hold Me Down adhesive to apply onto her edges and also on her cap, so we can have a very nice melted frontal. When you are applying this glue, be sure that you are spreading the glue all the way out and you're making sure it's smooth. And also make sure the glue is turning clear before you apply your next layer, because that helps a lot for a very nice and flawless install. And also I did go in with 3 layers to put onto her cap. Some people use 4, some people use 5. It's totally up to you. But I feel like 3 layers was perfect for this particular hairstyle. So I chose to do 3. You can do however many layers you want. I mean, this is some really good glue. So by all means, do how you feel like you want your wig to last. Ooh, child, excuse the back of my head. Like, I was just all up in the camera. We're not focused on me right now, though, y'all. It's really about the client, okay? Before this step, guys, I did go ahead and clean her skin with rubbing alcohol off camera, just so the glue and the lace will lay down without coming up or having any mishaps. And now I'm just having her hold the sides of the lace after I pull it down and placing it at where I want it to go. While my client is holding their lace down, I love to go in with a small tooth comb and comb through the lace and the hair, also while blow drying it on high heat, because this is the start of the melting process. You want to make sure that lace will not be shaking and moving anywhere, okay? Period. Now I'm going to go in with my elastic band, because this is going to hold everything in place. After the elastic band goes off, I like to go in and cut around the ear tabs, all of the excess lace that we don't need. And also I like to cut my lace into sections and begin cutting with a razor in the jagged edge so it can give it a more natural and sleek look. You really want to take your time with this process because you don't want to mistakenly cut your client's skin. So don't be in a rush to cut off the lace because it can happen very quickly, an accident that you did not mean to happen. On this side, I'm just about to cut off the excess lace that is around her ears. Guys, don't worry about how the lace isn't blending yet. Trust me, you have to trust the process. It's all going to come together. Right now, I am pulling out the hairs around the hairline because I like to go in with my wax stick before I do my complete meltdown and push and press all of the hairs that are not being taken out to the back. This step just gives the hair a very, very clean look, and also so you don't have any flyaways in your way for the next step. So guys, this step that I'm doing now, I literally just learned about it, and when I tell you I would never not do this ever again, I don't use tinting spray. I use the color of the makeup that I did use to apply on her wig cap and inside of her wig on top of the lace. So what you want to do is put some makeup on the back of your hand or however you apply your makeup and press it into the lace where it is parted and sectioned off yet. Guys, when I say this step is going to give you that super melted look, honey, OMG, thank me later. And then you're gonna go in with your favorite hairspray of your choice. Mine is Sebastian Shaper Plus. And you're going to spray alongside of the hairline where you just applied the makeup. And what this is going to do is melt your lace, honey. When I say melt, I mean melt. Like, just wait until y'all see when the elastic band comes off. Whoo, child. I love this part. Now I am going in with my rat tail comb to part her hair. My client is going for a middle part and not a side part, y'all. I love a bust down middle part, so you know this is one of my favorites. And I'm just taking my wax stick so I can begin pressing those parts of her hair where it is fluffy. And you will see me sectioning off her hair just so we can get a super flat finish at the top. Ooh, baby, look at that lace, honey. You can't even tell where it start, it end, and begin, okay? So now I did go ahead and section off her baby hairs off camera. I am currently curling them upwards just so I can lay them in place of how I'm going to mold them. I learned this technique from Arrogant Tay. A lot of people do this technique, and I think it's very beneficial. Some people curl them down. This was my first time curling them up, and I really like the outcome. So, you know, you can do your baby hairs how you prefer to do them, but this is the technique I prefer to stick with. In this next step, I am now applying the mousse, of which I got at the beauty supply. It was probably around $4. I will be sure to list the kind in the description below. I really like it. I'm really not a fan of the extra extravagant stuff. So this was my technique for today. I sometimes use gel as well, but I was going for a more fluffier baby hair look. So I decided to use mousse. That way I can pluck and reshape the baby hairs after they are molded into place. Be aware when you are doing baby hairs, you want to comb the hairs very softly. I know it may look as if I'm combing it a little hard, but y'all, I promise you guys, I am combing the baby hairs very, very softly and very, very light. I am not trying to mess up the lace or anything for that matter. I just don't want anything to lift out of place when I am applying the mousse. And so just know, even if you use gel or mousse, just make sure you comb your baby hairs very soft. Now I am going in with 2 neck strips just to cover her baby hair so they can mold and set while I begin to curl her hair. I am also curling her hair off camera, so the next scene you will see her hair all curled up and I'll begin the comb out. If you feel your curls aren't how you want them to be, please don't be afraid to go back in with your flat irons or your curlers to recurl your client's hair, because at the end of the day, your work is your art and you know exactly how you want it to look. I personally felt like it wasn't as feathered, so I kept using my double-sided razor and flat irons to recurl and shape her hair until I got the finishing look that I was going for. And as you guys can see, her hair turned out fabulous and she's in love with her install. Please be sure to subscribe for more videos and thank you for watching.